Hello students, welcome to the subject Social Science, Standard 7, Civics, Chapter number 1 on Equality. India is a democracy. We have already studied in 6th standard in detail about the key elements of democratic government. Equality is a key feature of democracy, and we are going to study in detail about this topic in our 7th standard. Equality, that is the main feature in the democracy which even influences, the other dimensions, other aspects of the functioning. So let's begin with this chapter in detail. Introduction part. What are we going to study in this topic? Equality and its various forms. Voting on the basis of caste, religion, etc. Story of Om Prakash Valmiki and Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. Importance of recognizing dignity. Equality in Indian democracy. We will be understanding these two topics by midday meal scheme, issues of equality in other democracies. Let's understand what is equality through a short story. Introduction. What is equality? Story of Kanta. Here you can see a line which is standing and you have a lot of people. They are not waiting to get into a bus. They are standing for voting. So the first person over here is Manjit Kaur. Manjit Kaur is a teacher. Teja Singh, he is a trader by profession. Girish Rao, he is a student. Kanta Devi, she is a domestic worker, she helps people out. You have Sujata Kumari, she is a domestic worker as well, she is friend of Kanta. We will come to know in the story as I begin. You have Abdul Rahman, he is an artisan. Shabnam Banu, she is a housewife. Gracie Lalang, she is a consultant. Isaac Lalang, he is a government officer. Ruxana Mirza, she is a media profession. You have Yog Raj, he is an unemployed person. Ashok Jain, he is an industrialist. Ashok Jain is an industrialist, and you have Kanta Devi who is working in his house. She helps in domestic work. In whose house? In Ashok Jain's house. So he is an employer, he is employing these people. So let's begin. These are the different people from different profession. You saw some of them who are unemployed, some are there who are from a high dignified profession as well. Let's begin with the story. On election day, Kanta and her friend Sujata are waiting to cast their vote. And both of the friends who are very close ones, so they call by the nicknames. Isn't it good, Suja, that we can all vote as equal citizens of our country? Even Jain Sahib is standing in the same line with us. As I mentioned, Kanta Devi, she is working in the industrialist's house. So, the Sujata, her friend, the domestic worker, both the friends, they discuss among themselves that this industrialist is also standing in the same line. So, they feel that they are one while voting. So everybody is counted as one. Go on, Kanta. It's your turn now. Suja is telling to her friend, go on, Kanta. Now it's your turn. So as Kanta Devi gets inside the voting booth, she goes there and checks out, and she thinks in her mind, I will vote for the candidate who has promised to bring piped water to our area. So she finally decides that I'll be giving vote to the person who provides me water, water pipeline. We'll see you later, Kanta. Yes, Namaste, Sahib. So here industrialist, when he cast his vote and he is returning back, so he is telling to Kanta, who is working in his house, that I am going, bye bye. So she tells to industrialist, yes, namaste sahib. Then with Suja, they both are discussing, talking about what has happened with Gudiya. Now Gudiya is Kanta's daughter. Gudiya has been running fever and I have to take her to the hospital. But I will have to finish the work at Sahib's house first and ask for some advance. Now if you have to go to a hospital, you need money. So she is telling to Suja that I have to first go to Jain Sahib's house and then get the advance money. Okay, whatever the salary, whatever the amount wages she is getting, she has to get in advance so that she can take her daughter to the hospital. So this is what she shares with her friend, and she returns to the home. As she sees her daughter still not well, she tells her, here, have some of this, you will feel better, and when I get back in the evening, we'll go to the hospital, okay? So have the drink which I am giving you, and when I return from Jain Sahib's house, I'll take you to the hospital. It's no wonder that Gudiya falls ill. Often, the basti is never cleaned. Here you can see a lot of, in the slum areas, you see a lot of garbage which is collected over there, and there's not a single time their cleaning has been done. And she is having a drain behind her house where she is staying. So here, most of the time you have to be very careful. Often you can see her daughter and she getting ill, but she has no off days from her work, so she has to go to her work. The next part, she reaches to Jain Sahib's house. Make sure to do the work properly, okay? All the corners you have to clean properly. That is the order which is given by Mrs. Jain, and she is cleaning all the areas. Here's your advance, okay? She asks that my daughter is ill and I'm not able to, so please provide me with the advance which is there, okay? So she is telling, here's your advance, Kanta, but don't make a habit of it. No, madam, I will not. That evening, she takes her daughter to the hospital, and when she reaches to the hospital, again she has to stand in the same line, okay? Earlier in the morning, she stood in the voting line. Now she has to stand with her daughter who is not well. It's a government hospital, but you have to wait for the chance to come. So, the situation here, just few more minutes, Beti, she is consoling her daughter. You don't worry, beta, we'll get to the doctor, okay? Jain madam and Jain Sahib, she is thinking, overthinking that, okay, the condition over here is like this, okay? My Jain Sahib and Mrs. Jain, okay, they don't have to wait in such a huge or big line for the chance to come or to meet to a doctor or get the medicines. But I, in the government hospital, have to wait. Okay, that's what she's thinking. Jain madam and Jain Sahib may stand in line to vote, but they never have to do it when their children are sick. So the whole incident we saw, right? The whole incident we checked out, like what is happening. Now we'll go in detail about equal right to vote. Recall the story of Kanta, okay? Everybody is giving vote. Everybody means here all different age group and all the people of different professions are standing in the same line. There's no difference between rich or poor. There's no difference between the caste. You have no difference between the professions. So everybody is standing in a same line. In a democratic country, all adults are entitled to vote, and irrespective of the caste, religion, and sex, etc. So this is termed, and this already we have studied in 6th standard about universal adult franchise. What does it say? It says all the adults, okay, can vote irrespective of caste, religion, or sex. There is no discrimination based on caste, no discrimination based on religion, no discrimination based on sex. Everybody is counted as equal. The idea of universal adult franchise is based on equality. Now there is a question. Does the equality in voting ensure equality in all spheres? Connect it with the story of Kanta. Equality in voting ensures equality in all spheres? No. When we are talking about her life, Kanta, we saw the voting line was totally different, right? And you saw the lots of people of different professions standing together to cast the vote. In India, democracy is available. Everybody has a single vote to give. But when it comes to your own child, again you have to stand for the same line, okay, waiting for the chance to come. When your daughter is ill, that same condition, same situation, she feels that this fear is not same here, because she felt that industrialist, he was totally having different challenges, okay. Here the challenges are totally different. He, okay, if goes on one call, they will get a chance in the hospital, whereas in the government hospital, you need to stand in the single line and you have to wait. So she felt that equality is not there in all the spheres, and we'll try to understand about this equality in further stories as well. Other kind of equality. People in a democratic India may have the right to vote, but whose daily living and working conditions are far from equal. How? Here we are talking about the domestic worker, okay, who is the domestic worker? Kanta. We are connecting with the story. She has the right to vote. Everybody has the right to vote, but their daily living and working conditions are far from equal. They are not equal. How? So we can get the answers this way. Rich and poor, okay, the discrimination between the wealthy, okay, the rich people and the poor. Then you have the second one, upper caste, lower caste, inequality on the basis of religion. And in this sense, people are highly divided despite being treated under the constitution. And we'll be seeing the two stories of story of Om Prakash Valmiki and story of Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. Now rich and poor, how rich and poor discrimination takes place. Now we can talk about rich and poor by one thing, okay, how Jain Sahib and Kanta Devi, they are totally discriminated. How discriminated? Because one person is having wealth, he can just have a phone call and he can reach to the doctor, take the appointment, get to the doctor, okay, whereas the other case, you have to wait. So you have money, you have more power and you can get to, and your work is done, whereas the other person has to wait. Second case, upper caste and lower caste. Some of the places you see upper caste is getting more of importance compared to the lower caste. So this is also a type of discrimination which we feel when we talk about equality. Then we have inequality on the basis of religion. Inequality based on religion, we can take an example based on marriages taking place, okay. People talk about caste, right? But newspapers, we can say, the English newspapers, they talk about the marriages which take place, about the people, okay. They ask for a Hindu boy or so-and-so educated family from so-and-so caste. So when we talk about rural and urban places, they are born and brought up with the same condition of caste, but urban place, you are finding it in the newspapers as well. They go for the matrimonial sites and they talk and ask for the similar caste people to get married to. Okay, so this is the discrimination which we see. Okay, let's see further. Story of Om Prakash. Let's begin with the story. Two stories are there in this topic, okay. Equality. This is based on caste, how the child is being discriminated in when he was very small, very young age, he was being discriminated. There are many challenges to it in the form of various inequalities which we see. For example, caste system in marriages, which I talked just now. One such example of caste-based inequality is highlighted by Om Prakash Valmiki. Okay, Om Prakash Valmiki. Let's see in detail what he faced in his life. He is a Dalit writer and he has written about Juthan. This is a book which he has written, and he has written about his experience which he has faced throughout his life. He was a Dalit. He was a Dalit. Dalit here means broken, okay, coming from a low caste. He writes in his book, I have to sit away from others in the class, that too on the floor. All the students in the government schools, earlier times, they used to sit on the mat. But as his turn comes to sit onto the mat gets over, means he has to sit on a plain floor. Okay, so that is what he is telling. The mat ran out before reaching the spot I sat on. Sometimes I have to sit way behind everybody, right near the door. Sometimes they would beat me without any reason. So there were instances where Valmiki, okay, Om Prakash Valmiki had faced that no place to sit in on the mat, and the second instance was he was being pushed to the door. Okay, the door side he used to sit. So that is also like ignoring a single person from the whole lot. Okay, this is what we see here. Sometimes I have to sit way behind everybody, right near the door. Sometimes they would beat me without any reason. Without reason they would beat, because he comes from a low caste family. Okay, he is a Dalit, so they used to ignore, the teachers used to beat sometimes the child, and he was very young, in 4th class. This incident is all about the 4th class. When I was in class 4, the headmaster asked Om Prakash to sweep the school playground. Okay, now he is the only student who belongs from a Dalit caste, and he's been asked to sweep the whole floor, okay, whole playground. Imagine 4th standard is almost around about 8 years or something, right? 8 or 9 years. So the child is being asked to sweep the whole playground. The small height, young age, and you have to clean the whole playground. This continued for a couple of days and weeks, and one day when his father, okay, he was passing by, he saw, and he took the child back home. Okay, and he's taking his child back home. Before going, he talked to the teachers. Teacher, I send, okay, the principals and teachers, he's talking that my child has been sent here to study, not to do this work. Okay, and my child will study in this school without fail. This is what he is trying to tell about his child. This continued, and the father, okay, he takes back his child home. Understand the discrimination and exclusion which Om Prakash faced on the basis of caste. This is caste system or caste-based inequality. He talked about his whole story of 4th standard, and it is mentioned in the book which he has written, that is Juthan. Okay. The second story, this talks about the religion. Story of Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. The story explains the inequality based on religion. Mr. and Mrs. Ansari, they were looking for an apartment on rent in the city. So they contacted a dealer. Okay? So you are new to the place, you contact a dealer and get the place, okay, for rent. He showed them many of the apartments, but most of the owners refused. Why they refused? For their apartment to Ansari family by making various irrelevant excuses such as they eat meat. Okay? By the name itself, by the name itself they said about, okay, they are the Muslims, so they will be eating meat. Whereas when they were passing from that house, okay, rented house, they smelled that somebody is cooking fish. Okay, so obviously people are having it, but then to differentiating or discriminating people based on the different religion. Okay, they belong to different religion, that's why they didn't get that apartment. But the true reason was their religion. What is that? Religion. What do you understand by this example? Answer is inequality on the basis of religion. So children, you must have understood with this topic. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.